I would like to thank the organizers for providing us an opportunity to share our experience and lessons learned in Tibet. Let us talk about Tibet. How can we change the mentality in Asia to make it something viable and attractive? To the millennials, the phrase is not as familiar as selfie, but it is definitely more relevant and more directional than their obsession for digital portraits. Today, just for today, Tibet is our tweet, our shout out, and the challenge is how can we make Tibet an echoing tweet? How can we make it half as popular as the emoticons that have alarmingly taken over the vocabulary of the techie generation? Tibet is the dream maker of this millennial generation, and TechVoc is the new movement, and we are the purveyors. The recently concluded ASEAN Skills Competition 2016, hosted by Malaysia, is a testament to our shared commitment to bring Tibet to the consciousness of the Asian opportunity seeker. Candidly speaking, we have yet to penetrate into conventional household discourse. We need to roll up our sleeves, take on the anvil, and hammer our message through. I have outlined three challenges and pitfalls that we have to try to look into. I'm not actually presenting a solution presentation, but it's just a trigger presentation for us to really look deeper into things. Breaking the stigma, Asia versus West, and opportunities in our hands. Breaking the stigma. We need to glance behind to be able to see our direction ahead, so glimpse back we do. Time was when the Asian family struggled and aspired to frame and hang diplomas of lawyers, doctors, engineers, and highfalutin sounding degrees in their walls. Parents dream of white collar jobs for their brilliant children. The laggards were shrugged off to vocational and technical courses and blue collar jobs. This kind of mindset and expectation carried out through the decades and still persists in the new millennium. Despite expanding industrialization, mechanization, and digitalization, this is the same familiar perspective the children are born to. They are conditioned to wear the white collar. Times have changed, but mindsets hardly did. Blue collar jobs are still shruggable despite the waves of innovations and industries that require vocational and technical expertise. Thus, we are confronted with a great disconnect between demand and supply. And this is the reason why our technicians and vocational workers are being pirated by companies and industries in the West. We struggle with our own progress because our greater workers have gone in search of greener pastures, an undeniable proof that their know how is highly marketable and in demand. And yet, Tibet in Asia is second option to many. When will Tibet cease to be a mere alternative? What must be done to make it a career choice for the young? Tibet in Asia versus West. I cannot overemphasize the need to take a second look at Tibet without mentioning the industrial developments in the West, where the blue collar worker is now head to head and chin to chin with his white collar equal. A mechanic is as crucial as an engineer, a plumber as respectable as an architect. We Asians are quite inflexible in the career hierarchy. We hold a very rigid totem pole of career achievements. Unless we flex the pole to the level of the blue collar worker, our TechVoc practitioners will understandably go elsewhere in search of dollars and the esteem we hesitate to give them. Recommendations and policies. More regional on breaking the stigma, more regional TechVoc collaborations, meaningful summits, skills competitions should be held to highlight our Tibet agenda. We ought to bring policymakers into our fold to rally crucial support. Economic forecasting should include labor projections, skills anticipation, and skills forecasting, demands, and statistics as guides in labor policy directions. The technical education and skills development in the Philippines is constantly striving to better the Tibet infrastructure through implementing advocacies that will lead to natural appreciation of the country towards TechFoc. At the center of Philippine Tibet is quality assurance. We endeavored to strengthen the TSD quality management system for the last 6 years. TESDA was recently awarded with the recognition for commitment to quality management of the Philippine Quality Awards. Moreover, it has maintained its ISO 9001-2008 certification covering its regulatory functions and support services. TESDA is now steadily gaining popularity and awareness among its constituents. On Tibet in Asia versus West, the proliferation of foreign and domestic investment, the growing metropolitan and industrial cities looking to hire high value blue collar jobs are pivoting away from mature European and American markets and into our shores. Higher paying blue collar industries such as oil and gas and mining, construction, manufacturing and wholesale trade and transportation are increasingly expanding beyond the borders of the West. For instance, according to ADB, energy demand is projected to almost double in Asia and Pacific region by 2030. Ensuring that Tibet is quality and producing globally competitive workforce is of the essence. It is but imperative that the Tibet system churns out graduates equipped with contemporary knowledge, skills, and attitudes being demanded by industries such as the 21st century skills. Of course, the best way to gauge that system is delivering quality outputs, whether they are engaged in productive and decent employment or in entrepreneurial activities. In the Philippines alone, from 2010 to 2016, a total of 11 million have graduated from TVET programs and achieved qualifications that are quality assured. For all TVET graduates, the employment rate in 2005 was 48.5%. In 2011, the employment rate rose to 60.9%, and we expect the figures to keep rising at the end of 2016 and beyond. We have also come up with scholarship programs in order to respond to accessibility and inclusiveness of of the participation of the labor sector in Tibet. We have two major scholarship programs, the Training for Work Scholarship Program and the Private Education Student Financial Assistance. Here you will see in the screen some of the beneficiaries who are now testimonies to the value of Tibet towards job and a better quality of life. They are now our career ambassadors. They are only some of the 1 million graduates funded by the TESDA for Work Scholarship Program and a total of 10 billion from 2010 to 2016. From 2006 to 2008, the figure was only at 28.5%. In 2014, the employment rate of the TWSP or the scholarship graduates is at 72, or 7 out of 10 graduates land jobs 6 months after graduation. These figures serve as a strong indicator that Tibet is evolving attractiveness. Opportunities in our backyard. The Philippines takes pride in being the main exporter of labor than any other country in the world. But it is also our biggest challenge to encourage our Tibet graduates to use their skills at home, especially in the sectors and occupations most critical to the country's development. While external factors are also at play, the concerted efforts of the government and private sector can seriously leverage from the current trend of the fast economic growth in the region. The influx of TechVoc employment opportunities should push us to offer more skills training courses that are congruent with the burgeoning and diversifying demands of Asian economies. We must align our educational and training institutions with the needs not solely of the international labor market, but also with the local ones. TESDA is continuously establishing and strengthening training partnerships with established local employers from various sectors, such as the semiconductor and electronics industries in the Philippines, the construction sector, the Philippine long distance telecommunication, and the broadcasting system. With the current trajectory of the Philippine economy, we are confident of a future that can massively pull in homegrown talents, especially in construction and manufacturing sectors, and eventually elevate the image of Tibet. Asia's Tibet structure recognizes that we have demanding and exciting times ahead. Our mission and vision require concerted efforts, and we ought to recommit ourselves to this and the challenges that will certainly come with them. Let's reach out to more stakeholders and shareholders and make it a regional aggregation, united in vision, moving as one towards Asian harmony and progress. With that, thank you.